What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, chat? What's going on, everybody? How are we doing? What goes on? No, let me adjust the volume the musical, or however you want to say that shit. And let's get rocking. Let's fill up. Kind of quiet for now. So this week we've already made a bottom wick, drove up, broke the most recent highs, followed structure, and now we're pulling back. It's going to be an interesting closure at the end of this week on Friday. It's really going to be key how we close here. But honestly, I think within the next couple of days, this might not even be a worry. We might be really far from this area. But it's going to be really key how we close here this week. See if we can get like a gladiator candle closing above these highs, and then after that next week you're looking to have the candle that's going to take you to the new all-time highs. All right, so that's something to look for. The daily, however, is closed bullish, top wick. We're respecting with the closure, we're respecting the overall daily range, 24-25, the overall daily level. But that doesn't mean we're not gonna fill this wick. We're gonna fill a good portion of that wick to grab orders, whether we're coming up as a drive towards the new all-time highs or as a top wick to come back down. We're gonna need to come up and grab orders. And historically, where do we reject? The bare minimum where we reject kind of seems to be here, this area. So I think, oh, that matches up with the 4-hour level right there. So at the very least, we should see 24.30. We should see these highs before any kind of decision is made. 24.30 before we end up coming up or coming down. Now, let's mark up some levels which we can use. Understanding that a retest of the highs is highly likely, especially after today, the daily candle makes a bottom wick. You expect it. It's great. I think it made one a bit earlier, right, as we opened the market, but we're in a smaller time frame range that kind of made one and then drove up. Now it's coming back down. We're stuck in a smaller time frame range. So, all right. The most recent momentum, though, on the 30 on the hourly has been down before it hit this range. It's been bearish for the latter part of the day. Yeah, right afternoon we got bearish volume. We rejected, strong rejection, maybe just a partial correction of this move. Let's see where we can look for positions to the upside, to the downside. Hold on a second, chat. Sorry, this office is filled with distractions. Anyway, here's the deal. We understand a retest of the highs, right, before any overall decision is made, right? But in what fashion are we going to retest the highs? We have a support here that this has been holding. I think we're going to bring this down a bit, but for now, give me a sec. Right? And the most recent momentum has been bearish. So how do we break structure? The only way we break structure right now is a closure above here, now that we're breaking the lows here. So once we're able to close above here, this would be a beginning, or it could be a potential beginning to the move up, right? Then we'll wait for the candle after that, see if it can retest, reload off these lows right after closing above and start moving up. But because of this bearish momentum very recently, and we're early into the day and realizing we're in Asian session, it is a lot likelier that we come down and grab orders at the next previous support, right? And if that's the case, right, the only before even thinking about that, I was going to discuss this. The only other way we could talk about buys is if we're able to actually, after creating this little range and creating this support, right? After we've created this support, we've created this little range here. If we can start now breaking down to the downside, right? And then, right, getting closures back up in range, then we can look for a continuation up. That this will also indicate a break of bearish structure, and we're most likely heading to retest the highs, right? And this will be your fake out right here. But if we don't get that closure back in range, right, if we get these bearish closures, we stay down, we're going to need to form a support, because at this moment, right, you have your range 1, range 2. So let's see if we can form some kind of bullish candle after we get these close. Remember, it doesn't have to be on the hour. It could be on the 30, on the 15. We'll see how this plays out. It'll have to be one of those time frames, because we'll see how time frames are relating at that point, and we'll figure out if a 15 is okay, or 30 is needed, or 5 is okay, right? But the point is, if we can establish a support somewhere below here and then break that, right? Top wicks, come down here and break that support. This is what you want to look for to continue the drive down on the overall, right? Top wicks, continue down. And then only after that, right, you can start looking for buys. Strong rejection, maybe New York session, volume comes in, because you're going to probably also, once you come down and bounce back up, you'll end up hovering and then retesting the lows in order to load up. And then, right, New York session comes around. When New York session come around, right, you start getting this whole little movement, right? Then you get a pullback. But something along those lines. Capiche?
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
Anyway, now let's figure out where exactly is this area. I think in order for me to look for some sells, we would have to be somewhere below here. And if you look down on the 30, huh? If we look on the hourly, okay, I like this. Yeah, boy. All right, so we're looking for closures right now. I like the fact that we've held support here previously, and the fact that we've closed above on the hourly, above this most recent range. I like that, but the only thing I don't like is that we don't have a top wick here, and we might need to wait for the next hourly, the next 4-hour candle to confirm we're coming down. Unless this just rips down, we get a nice top wick, continuation. But right now, this at any moment, this could be just a bottom wick, a tap off of 24.20. Hey, 24.20. That threw me off my train of thought. But yeah, it could be off a tap of that and a bullish flip to continue up. So I ain't trying to see all of that right now. So let's be patient. Let's just see what happens. Ugly, yeah, 1 hour. Yeah, it's just gold. Gold being gold. Wicks, there ain't no tricks. Damn, you a poet? You didn't even know it. Appreciate the 5, Travis. Tried to watch Pulp Fiction once, but was so whacked. I don't remember shit from it. Let's watch it again. Shit. I watched it whacked and not whacked, and I still don't remember shit from it. Just saying. Yo, Trump, Vance. What is it with him in these rhymes? First it was Pence, then it was Vance, then... What's next? Dance? Trump pulled the Neo in the Matrix. Yeah. I don't know. Is it destined? If you really think about it, it is so fucking wild. Millimeters. This YouTube sucks, man. What's wrong with it? No, from last 2 weeks or maybe longer. I don't know. I've noticed it too in like the amount of people that show up to the stream here, right? And the amount of our record is better this year than it was last year. I'm way more profitable this year than I was last year. And the amount of people that have shown up to stream here, it's maybe a quarter or half by the end of the stream that used to show up all of last year. That's number one. Number two, the amount of subs. I used to get 5 times the amount of subs per stream. I don't know. So, what happened? YouTube's blocking you? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is it Roger? Somebody's doing it. And the same thing on Instagram. Same thing on IG. No, it's like, it's not because you're sleeping through it. Like few people, 10 people can sleep through it, 20, an extra 100, but not half all of a sudden at the same time have decided to make 8 to 10 nap time. Damn, this shit looked like it was loading up, but this 15 is going to close right now, right? And it's going to close bearish. We're in the range. Remember what we say whenever we're stuck in this little range, we want to break out of it, right? and wait to break back into the range to fill it, right? You want to wait for the fake out here because that's typically the liquidity grab for you to drive because you're stuck in a range with no volume, no catalyst to drive, yeah. See how it is when clock changes to daylight savings? Yeah, maybe. Didn't matter last year. Last year at this time, like, I had way more viewers. The hour folks try to get to work when I first started. It was 9 a.m., which means I already settled at work. Oh, no, but it's not like I'm relating it not to last month or future months. I'm relating it to this time last year. So, like, you know, nothing changes except maybe the algo in that case. 15 close bearish here. Just a little range here. 20 pipettes. How to know when to be in during a trade, like identify the advantage points. Yeah, try to trade clean ranges, and if on a smaller time frame there seems to be a level that can reject that, you can use that to your advantage, and then sample size it, forward test it, grab some data, and collect data on different closures, how those levels worked out in certain positions, you know, managed differently 1,000 times the same position, and see which advantage point makes sense, which advantage point seems to reject and come back to break even more often than not, which advantage points, like, right, that's how you learn where you go break even, where you know, let it run a little bit extra, and then have get some years under your belt and have enough experience to figure out which kind of catalyst can actually drive your position to where it needs to go for you to be content with it. When you're following the process, the rewards are coming. Do live stream your session well, you will get 1K plus few. Oh, I know, there's the hourly flip, huh? 30 flip. But that 15, man, that 15, you don't want to be the top wick. Wouldn't trip on it so hard. This views me sound pretty nice there. I'm not tripping on it. I'm just wondering, like, something happened. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. No, it's like, what happened? Like, what the fuck? What did I do? What'd you say fuck me for? Oh, there's the 15 flip. See that hourly flip? Wasn't it? Ain't it, Chief? It's as if Asia 1030 we have volume 80 plus pips. Let's go. Let's go. Travis M just got 5 on it all night. I got 5 on it. Not yet, but if they're about it, they'll be every day. But most of them just lost their interest in trading, did your job, and set them up. Now trading up on their own. Yeah, but there's always new traders. It's an endless cycle, right? It's like there's never, like, a high school never runs out of graduates, right? There's always the next year and next, like there's always the new, like the next year's class of traders, right? There's always more traders coming into the industry. There's more traders growing. Yeah, people moving on, leaving, but like, you know, as just the industry gets older, it more people are joining. Like right now, there's not less people aren't retiring from trading, right? People are growing old trading, but every day there's new 18 to 25 to 40-year-olds, whatever, learning about the industry. So it's just something with the algo. It's YouTube is either recommending it differently, or they gatekeeping. They don't want you in it. So the higher time frames aren't really that strong. For example, right now that the hourly just flipped, but the 15 is stuck for the top wick and fill range. So do you wait for each time frame to match? Yes, that is the #1 rule of thumb that I learned. I think that's the #1 thing I learned from Ted. This is going back like years ago. It was 2018. He said, yo, just wait till all your time frames line up in the same direction. Like, that's fucking profound. And I've been rocking with it. And it's not like, look, it's not as black and white as that. It's not written in stone, right? Rules are meant to be broken. There's exceptions to rules. There's just, right? It all depends on confluence, because sometimes things line up in a way where that can be like, you won't worry about a 5 or a 15, because you'll realize that the price level is being respected or rejected, and then the higher time frames are grabbing orders. So it's not written in stone, but it's a really great rule of thumb to make sure all your time frames are in the same direction and are all telling the same story. And not just telling the same story overall, but all your time for entries, for entry purposes, and getting in and getting out and scalping, especially scalping. You really got to make sure all your time frames are telling the same story at the same time. Right? They can be telling the same story, but just in a flow and a little bit one after another, and maybe that's not really the volume candle that's coming up then. But if they're all telling the same story at the same time, you're probably looking to, you're about to see a volume candle, the drive that where the move is, right? Chicken tenders ready. Nice. A microwave be working wonders. Microwave chicken tenders. I just realized last time you broke this area here. Look, market just came flying down. So if it does that, and you're able to come up and grab orders here, you're gonna fill the range. And grab orders, I mean reject or bounce off a most recent resistance, which would be roughly this area. Quite a few ways to play this, but we're just in waiting mode right now. Hey, Tim Scott at the convention. I know some of you are watching the Home Run Derby, but me, honestly,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
I got the Republican National Convention going on. Tim Scott. They're all doing the fight. Probably need to tweak a few things to grow your channel, like giveaways. Other streamers do giveaways that have made the channel grow. I'm giving you away the most important thing. This is free value. People charging thousands of dollars or per stream, just not even trading live, just teaching. No, that's enough. I'm not in this to get more viewers. It's just cool. And it's weird that it's like slowed down, but there's massive value in here. Night in, night out. You get to pick my brain and you get to see me execute live. It's like nothing more important than that to learn. When you're discussing the actual idea as it's happening and then see it and execute it and see it in action to cement it in your head. There's no bigger value than that here. This is the reason why you're all here. Is actually, you're not here for me to fucking give away a PlayStation. You know what I mean? No, you're here to learn this. Yeah, we're over 2 years streaming here. We're waiting for the PlayStation giveaway. Not giving out PlayStations? I'm unsubscribing. Like access into my group? I do. You can become a mod. YouTube mod gets access. You gotta be here for a while to get wrenched in. You ever had your mod hood tested? I had to buy my own wrench. Nice. That shit's fake. Shit's fake. I'm telling you right now. Go get your money back. I can already see the hour standing ovation Trump's gonna get when he walks out for the first time where he's gonna speak. I want to see what he's gonna say, because that shit will change a person, right? Almost dying, that shit will change you. I don't really want Trump to change, but stage, bruh, there was a bullet that fucking hit him and almost blew his head up. Like, I just want to see what he says. I want to see his reaction. I'm curious. Hold on. We got a 30 closure here. The 30 is going to close bearish, respecting support. Well, wait. 10 seconds here. Yeah, so we close respecting support. Yeah, he needs to, like, 50 needs to introduce him at every conference from now on. Like, every event, 50 needs to walk out with him. Word. Damn. Trump needs to come out with 50 singing word. And when it comes to when it comes to the point in the song where he goes, "'Cause he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing." Trump needs to sing that. Like 50 is gonna stop and Trump sings that part. I think that's how he should come out from now on. Where Trump took a bullet for his country. Let's not forget that. Joe Biden punching the air. Joe Biden looking for his walker right now. Can somebody put these tennis balls on these fucking walker feet so I can slide around? You seen them people at the nursing home with the tennis balls on the bottom of the walkers? Because otherwise they stumble. They need the shit to... Can mess with you a bit? Yeah, it definitely mess with you. I don't want Trump to come out like all religious now or some shit. Because he said he wrote a whole speech like attack mode, right? Like goblin mode type speech. And now he said he ripped it up, threw it out, and now he rewrote the speech. Top wick here first on the 30. Or is it the bottom wick for the hourly? Which way would it go? All the slang now. I'm rizzing this chat up right now. Word. He a true G. Imagine, yeah, he been in jail, got shot at. Imagine been in jail, got shot at, and became president all in 1 year. Now that's a come up. Bro, you what? You came out of jail and opened a restaurant? Or you're successful? Yeah? Alright. Take a bullet to the face and go become president. You think you successful? You think you made it? All right, chat. Something gotta happen here. Gotta push out of this range. We need price to drive up or down. Something. I'm on night shift, and I guess just give me 4 mini bottles of whiskey. Am I getting drunk? Whiskey's the devil. Think about it. That ain't what a top G would do, right? Trump and Vance expected at RNC tonight. RFK Jr. is at RNC. This is going to be exciting when they introduce Trump. What are the key components you look for in the candles that indicate if it goes up or down? I would say it's more of the levels, key levels versus key candles. Candles really, what they'll really tell me when I utilize candles really the most is for entries, right? But as the final confirmation, right? But at the very foundation, beneath it all, it's really about the levels we've tapped on the higher time frame and how we got there. How to give up alcohol? You need to find a different crutch. Something better than alcohol. Like, money, like health, like giving back to the community. What you think I was gonna say, Chad, huh? I know what you was waiting for, and that's bad advice. There will be none of that tonight. Top wick, flipping on 30. Believe we should come down a bit further, but we respected these levels, so it becomes, you know, it's a bit arbitrary here. But based on previous experience, we'll need to make a steeper bottom wick on the daily, right? The 4 hour closed out to yesterday's daily candle bearish, right? We made a top wick here. We made a bottom wick, then we drove up, held this, and now we're going to re-break the lows. And if it re-breaks the lows, it's going to come down, most likely to the next support, right? But everything has to line up here, and that closure didn't do it for me. We never closed below here. So it can still come down. It's just the probability of this candle coming down is a bit less. It's a very small range. Look at this. What is it? 9 pips, 9.5 pips. Just be patient. Let the market actually push. Pushing it. Goes, there's the flip. Be patient. Oh, you got a 5 closure, right? And below the most recent. Good idea. Exercise was mastered for me when I quit drinking. Exercise is amazing because it's great for physical and mental health, right? It's great. It's great, right, to lift your mood. It's great to feel better about yourself. It's great to have a sense of accomplishment, to start a winning streak of winning habits, right? And it's a simple thing to do once you win the battle with yourself to, get to the gym. Why get your refresh? What's going on? My phone's bugging. Lovely. Anybody take those 1 hour buys? Flip over there to this bottom wick. Now we wait. Now we wait. We need closures, belowsures. 30 seconds for this 15. Still above. I don't mind a 15 closure. This is actually 15 level. Chat, by the way, drop a like and sub to the channel. I know I always forget to drop likes, so I'm reminding you. Drop a like, let's drive some traffic here. Let's crack the YouTube algo, because that's how it worked. You drop likes, we get the algo to recommend this to other like-minded people. All right, so we closed barely a bottom wick, respecting this little area. So no bueno. We're highly likely to wait on this 4-hour closure to see what happens here. See how it closes and how we start off the next 4 hour. Buying now?
How about no?
Just said, come on, headphones, brother. My friend Praveen Kamaraj. I just said we're going to be waiting on a 4-hour close, and based on the data available at the time, we'll probably make a decision. It's going to depend how the 4-hour closes. Does it leave a wick in some range? Where it closes? How the smaller time frames will look in relation to each other at that moment. Plus, we're going to have to take into account the opening of the next candle. It's a waiting game. Waiting game. Consolidation sucks. Yeah, so does unemployment. Pick your suck. $30 about to flip. The hourly still bearish. 4 hours still bearish. Oh. And we got 12 minutes. 11 minutes. Monthly for bottom wick. If this monthly flips, I don't know if it'll come down for a bottom wick. I just know that if it will, it's going to be close your eyes and sell. Yeah. For quite a bit. For like 5,000 pips. Swings incoming at that point. what I think of the finals yesterday. I thought Spain, England delivered on the game. It was the game I expected. Spain really deserved to win. They were the better team all tournament. And that's like the team that really deserved it for the tournament. The better team won. As far as the Copa, that game sucked. It was some pretty shitty soccer. Both teams, like, there was no flow to the game. Nobody really showed any flair. And, like, but the Euro, I really think Spain, England, Germany, France, I think they're all better than Argentina. I think all of those teams are better than Argentina. I don't know what Colombia was doing yesterday. They could not get going. Wix, they have you shadow banned. That's some real hater shit. Yeah, I mean, I see it. I see it in the drop in the numbers. Not complaining, but that's what's going on. Same thing on IG. Yo, for some reason, I get like, yo, hundreds. Oh, I'm exaggerating. No, I was going to say per day. But yeah, you could say hundreds per, like, week. Almost 100 a week. And then I'll get new followers. And then I look at the end of the day, and it's less followers than I started the day with. I'm like, how does that even work? How does that even work? Must have said something good about Trump. Everything, yes. Had to search my channel. Yeah, I'm definitely shadow banned. Gotta search. It's detrimental to the viewers. YouTube. Better than Argentina, the World Cup winners? Yeah. At this point, at this stage of where their team is at, yeah, today, I think they're better. Just the soccer that was shown, the Germans showed really good soccer. France didn't show great soccer, but they showed better soccer than Argentina. I'm not even talking about Spain or England. Are you mirroring anything, Wix? You mean the market? Yeah, it's mirroring this range. We're still in here, right? Every candle is mirroring the one before it. Look at that. Barcode City. You shadow ban, I know. Oh, you've been skipping. Where you been? There's a video of I should be trying to get 26 million subscribers. As soon as is about to hit 26 million subscribers, drop and they continue to go up and down to it. I don't know. Speed definitely ain't shadow banned with 26 million subscribers. Me, on the other hand, definitely with 26,000, not 26 million, 26,000. I'm definitely shadow banned. Yo, can somebody unshadow ban me or shadow unban me? Come on, YouTube. Everybody hashtag free Wix. Do a trade within a range? Yeah, but it's got to set up properly. How will this 4-hour close? We might get a bullish 4-hour candle. National anthem at the home run derby was Scotch so hard. Yeah, that's why I'm watching the Republican National Convention. I turned off the home run derby. Watching the RNC tonight. All right. Got about a minute left here for the 4-hour. Let me flip the tape. Oh, still in a range. But if you want to look at it in terms of the 15-minute time frame, you have a fake out happening here, right? Ooh, the daily has tapped this area. Maybe you're going to get a rebreak at a daily high, a flip. I don't know. Problem is, the 4-hour closes here in 40 seconds, and it's bearish. Problem is, we're still in a range with no drive, but the 4 hours bearish. We've bounced off 2420. Can we get a top wick to come down, right? Since we've bounced off this area, the most recent momentum is coming up here on the very smaller time frame, the 5, right? I don't know. Looks like it held support here. Yeah, even held the most recent now. So you would figure it'd come up first. Oh. There's nothing here. We're still in a range, chat. Just based on the 15, you would expect that to come up to the top of the range here and then make a decision. Top of the range, 13 pips. Previous 4 hours closed bearish here. And the current 4 hour no bottom wick opened up with a top wick. Previous hourly's closed bearish. No positions here yet. This can, this can continue up. It can flip and drive. There's nothing here for us. Just noise. We see got IG and Pasta with a little under 1,500 followers. Boom. Block and report, please. Thank you. Will this re-break the daily highs? Be careful. I don't know if this is enough for a top wick on a daily. It could be. This 5-minute was adamant on holding this level, but I'm not convinced, right? Especially with the previous 4 hour closing bearish. Highly likely we still flip and come down. So if the daily flips bullish and rebreaks its highs, might be very short-lived, because it might flip, grab just the first initial batch of orders right above the high. That's because there's a whole bunch of people that have buy stops right now here above the daily, the rebreak of the high. They think this is enough of a bottom wick, and as soon as it grabs those orders, it'll reflip bearish and create a steeper daily bottom wick, right? So don't get caught in that. Uh-oh. Interview of the vice president or the VP pick. Interesting. It's well spoken. Be interesting. Or could this be the beginning of that drive up? It's so tough because the 4 hour didn't come down for a bottom wick, right? The 4 hour. And since we understand that, this would suck if this 4 hour flips and you would be like, wow, I knew it, right? We knew it doesn't have a bottom wick, it needs orders. So let another time frame close, then it'll come down, grab orders, and then we'll maybe see a drive. Or we need some closures outside this range above 24.24. Give me a second, chat. I want to run to the bathroom for a sec. Grab orders. Sorry, gang. I'm starving, Marvin. Need to get some food. Daily flip. 4 hour no bottom wick. Any moment can bounce off this resistance and come down. So I will wait. Not for it to come down and, you know, flip on the 4 hour, but I'll wait for some closures and maybe an attempt to come back down in range. A 15 off the rip would have been lovely. Would you change your strategy if your loss is more than your wins? What do you mean? Like if I started losing more than I'm winning, I probably wouldn't have anything to trade with, right? Yeah, I'd probably be left with no choice but to figure out what's going on. Were you waiting to look for shorts? I want closures above, excuse me, 24, 25 here. And then a close and break and a bearish closure back down in range below it, right? That would give you shorts. But for now, I think I would rather take buys if we're able to grab orders to come back up. A lot of range now. I also understand, like, this is a very small bottom wick on the daily. It bounced off the most recent support, but it's a really small bottom wick. There's a high likelihood that we re-break the daily bottom wick. The problem is if we tap 24.27 and then re-break the daily bottom wick, we're filling the range down, right? So you got to be very careful with the buys. The 4 hour, no bottom wick either. I want a wick that we can fill, right? We're confident. I want this to clear out some range. It's clean range to the left here, but this was coming down. This wasn't driving up. Well, this drove up cleanly actually too. Look here. Yeah, if this can just drive through and pull back, we can trade the wick fill. But for now, there's a high likelihood this still comes down. If this thing keeps pushing up, I like sells at 24.30. If it just keeps driving and driving up, I'm not gonna take anything. $15 closed above. This 15 doesn't have a bottom wick. Let's see what it does. Will it close back in range? Will it respect this area? Trump's motorcade en route to the RNC. Thoughts on stream New York in the future? Dirty thoughts. Stop messing around, it's bullish. Oh no. Doesn't mean you can't take sells when the market's bullish. I just find it typically being able to trade both sides takes a bit more experience, in my experience, from what I've seen. Came down, flipped bearish, but respected 24.29. Respected so far. 5 still closing above. This is what you wanted, a closure above with the chance of it coming back down and fill the range. Yes. If we can maintain price above, a lot will depend on the 30 because we have a top wick now, right? If the 15 can close bullish, bearish, irrelevant here. As long as it's above 24.59, right? It'll reinforce the idea that area is now resistance that's turning into support, right? And then you can start looking for more buys. But right now, look, I think, you see how the 5 respected? So there's a chance this 5 flips bullish and starts filling the whole wick here. That's interesting. And at that point, if that's happening, we'll wait for the 30 closure because now the 30 will have momentum, right? If this is just a bottom wick here for the 5 and it flips bullish and we close above here, we've already grabbed orders. The 30 is going to close above, right? Like it's going to be highly likely that we continue up to the top of the range. But for now, that's not where we're at. Right now, we're breaking down back into range. So let's see. Let's see how this 5 closes. The next 5 closes. We're gonna need more than just a 5 closure, right? A 5 bearish closure. The 30 is really bullish here. What up, M10? All's well. Hope all is well with you as well. What did this 5 bounce off of? What's over here? I don't know. There's nothing really specifically at that area. I don't see anything. But it's flipping, right? So we just spoke about this, right? 5's gonna flip bullish and start coming up here. There's potential to fill the wick, but we're not gonna take the 5 bullish flip because we're gonna need to see the 30 closure through, right? You've had a bearish closure now, which is sort of a resistance. You can look at it as a resistance above this area, right? The next, how we used to trade, we used to do this. All right, we got that bearish closure. Now we could bring that resistance up like that. It's not really the case right now, but you still can't disregard that that area had a bit of resistance. You close below. So now you're going to need the 5 to start closing above the most recent, right? You're going to need the 15 to close above this area. You're going to need the 30 to close bullish above there. Leave a top wick, and then we're going to start looking for buys on the next 30. Until then, like, we still have to wait for all of this to play out, right? Now let's go back to where we had our level. Also, if we close below, I'm not looking for sells, because if we close below, 30 is still massively bullish, and it has a top wick, and it's above the most recent 30 area, which is down here, 24, 22. So nothing's stopping it from grabbing, you know, a bottom wick and driving up. So we're gonna need a lot more to happen. Maybe an hourly close, maybe a 30 bearish, not a 15, right? Maybe a retest once we close bearish. Maybe a 5 will retest the highs, and, you know, 15 will retest the highs. Maybe a 30 will retest the highs. We'll flip bearish. We'll have to see. But we gotta, taking a sell here is like, you know, catching a falling knife, as Mr. Dombo likes to say, because this has just been driving bullish, closed above the range. The same thing as taking a buy here, right? We haven't determined that area yet. Last weekly high, right? Yeah, right here. See it. Tap that area, huh? Little head and shoulders. Oh, see that 5-minute flip, but still came back down and ended up closing bearish back below the range here. So nothing. What's up, Eddie? Oh, you drove up to Orlando to fix Javier's AC? Is that what happened? Over the phone? Alright. Two minutes here till the 30 closes. And will the price stay above 24, 24.59? As we said, we want a closure above that most recent. We also want a top wick. Okay, chat. So here's the deal. Historically, from just looking over here, the wicks come down to 24, 23, 4, 1 before they drive up to fill 24, 27. Hold on, we're closing here in 10 seconds, so we'll look at it later. So I'm gonna look for a bottom wick. I'd want a bottom wick here to 24, 23.4. If we can do that and then we fill it bullish, great. If we can't do that and we just continue up, the 30 close above, then we'll scratch that. As long as it doesn't fill this previous wick completely. If it can come down here, tap 24, 23, we'll take the rebreak at a highs here. It'll be, it's our advantage point, 23 pips, but really you're looking to fill the range up. But if it fills that wick up first right now, like it just did right now, we're going to scratch that idea, get rid of this level. You could also see, right, that on the 5, I don't think you closed above, you closed right at that most recent. Yeah, there's no entries anywhere. You look so mad right now? No, I'm not mad. I'm chilling. What do you mean? I'm never mad. I'm Gucci. Gucci down to the socks. There was no 5 flip. The 5 flip ended up closing bearish. There's nothing there you would have taken. You would have taken. I would have taken. I can't be mad. Bro. Trump got shot in the face. And look at him. Look how happy he is. He's chilling. Why would I be mad? Maybe it'll set up for the hourly like that, right? Maybe we'll get that hourly bullish closure. You religious? No, I'm more traditional. Like, I don't really follow a religion. I'm very traditional and in terms of like what my parents did. That's what I do. Didn't post my dinner tonight. Slacking. My mother-in-law made it. True Peruvian dish. What did she make? Lomo saltado. That's delicious. Definitely some. Fuck. What's the shit today? It's definitely lomo saltado, right? That's your favorite. That's my favorite too. Yeah, post a picture of that next time. Should we do an entry or wait for the pullback? Entry on what? We're still above 24.24. We're just kind of drove up here. The hourly still bullish. Maybe this is the beginning to the 4-hour flip. Maybe we're just driving up here on the daily, right? I have no confirmation for any entries yet. You Googled it? Is it good? Does it look good? Alright, bearish flip. Do we go back down in range? Created a higher high, right? Is it going to break structure, start creating lower lows? Okay, this could get interesting. As I said, I could expect the daily low to be broken to create a steeper bottom wick on a daily. It's quite a bit to go though. Another 50 pips for the daily low to break. I think the hourly closure is going to be key here. You really want to see if the hourly close is bullish or bearish, because you still get a 15 closure. Let's see how this 5 closes. We can get early positions. Well, that's going to depend if we're able to come up here on the 5, grab waters. I don't know. Don't know. It's tough taking sells into a bullish, higher time frame. The 30 closed bullish and above the range. You haven't had a closure below the range on the 30. Not even the 15 actually, but this might be the first 15 that closes below the range, and then you're probably going to need to wait for the 30 to follow, and then you're going to see the market start coming down. And that's the hourly close. You wake up 10 a.m. in the morning? No, 10 a.m. in the evening. Thoughts on negative risk to reward, high win rate? The only way I would have it. Me, mate, the wind really blowing hard where I'm at. Huh? Thank you, Nathan. Good trade already know. Why does my elbow hurt on tricep extensions? Because you're jerking. You're jerking wrong. You're probably using your body to help you out and shit. Stop jerking. Tom's the master jerker. Sells. I don't see any sells. Where do you see sells? You see any closures back in the range here? No, my friend. Maybe you need to drop the weight, bro. Carrying too much weight. No, not like you're fat, but like you're picking up too much weight. Lightweight and good form will always beat heavyweight and shitty form. What risk reward you use? Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, but heavyweight and good form is a natural progression of lightweight and good form. It's not a natural progression of heavyweight and shitty form and all of a sudden heavyweight and good form. No, you don't get to that. If the goal is heavyweight good form, you get there through lightweight good form. Got to take the proper, you know, proper route. Can't get to the wizard by taking the brown gravel road. You know what I mean? The yellow brick road is what goes there. I try to do hip thrusts when no one else is around. No, bro. That's where you get it all wrong. I only do them when people are around. Like, if people aren't around, who can appreciate a good hip thrust if not a one? I'll be walking into the gym hip thrusting. Just moonwalking and hip thrusting at the same time. $15 closing bullish. Came down, broke the lows, came back up. But still below the most recent, right? Yeah, 5 closed right at it, not above. You want this above the most recent. Nothing here, nothing yet. It's going to get interesting because look, we've created a higher high and then we've created a lower low. If this candle doesn't break the previous candle high and then breaks the low, you're now forming bearish structure on a smaller time frame. Can that transfer over to then the higher time frame? Good night, Space Cadet. Kind of excited to see Trump speak. Trump on stage any moment. His VP's a Jew. Okay, there, Gestapo. How the fuck does that have to do with anything? Let's do better 9. We know which candidate you're supporting. Yeah, the one that's alive. Trump gained more respect after that incident for sure. Like his numbers like went up like 15 points across the board. It first said he fell. No, I was watching both channels. I was watching CNN and Fox just to see the difference, how they reported. And CNN wrote, Secret Service interrupts Trump's rally. Or it was something like that. Yeah, Secret Service, or, you know, falls on Trump. It's like, bro, he just got shot at. What do you mean it interrupts? Trump out here fucking doing Neo from the Matrix and shit. Damn. Who took sells on that flip over there? Who's Bougie? Is that your mentor? Bougie the OG. Broke 5 minutes. I mean, it filled the range, right? That's your advantage point. There's no entries. Didn't give an entry anywhere. Just fill the range. We can close below 24, 24.5 now. Would be great. Where would you watch the Trump rally today? Definitely not from the rally. Oh, I'm be at home. That's it for Asia. No more volume. Muhammad called it. All right, gold. Cut it out. All right, finish this candle up, please. Come on, and then that's it. I think we're calling it. GoFundMe for the victim at over 1 million. Actually, as we speak right now, it's over 5 million. Why is that wild? You trading your life for 9 mil or 5 mil or whatever it is? Nah, I'm good. Shit. I'm gonna ride this life thing out. Why have you not entered? I've explained quite a few times here what I'm looking for, and none of what I'm looking for is formed yet so far, right? To me, this is just noise. Market's moving. It's noise. It moves all the time. Great. My positions are going to be according to my plan. Mexican election campaigns had 37 assassinations. No one seemed to care, but that's standard, right? They average like 37 per campaign. Like the standard's a bit different here. How much did Trump donate to the GoFundMe? How about the only reason there is a GoFundMe is because of Trump? Blessing in disguise? I don't know. Can you explain small time frames leading to big time frames? I mean, yeah, you'll have a 5 closure. Whoops. Well, the range, right? Meanwhile, the hourly, the previous hourly closed below here, right? So let's say this is the previous hourly candle, and this is the first 5-minute candle, right? So now the 5 closed in here, boom. All right, you have your first indication, but then the next 5 does this, right? Starts pulling back. Now you have 5 closing below the range, but you've had your 5 closure above the range, and now you're forming a bottom wick for the next 15 in order for you to now close back up above the range. right? So now the 15 is closed above, and the 5 has just turned into that 15, right? Because these 3 candles have now created, right? If we have this candle here, it's cleaner. These 3 candles, these 2 red ones and this bullish green one, have now created a 15 that looks like this, also closing above the range, right? And then you'll have the next 15, right? Do this. Oops. Right? Hold this area. And the 15 after that will hold this area. So now what happens? The 15 after that, that's also a 30 closure. So now you have a 5 closed above, the 15 closed above. You're maintaining this level across all the time frames. The 30 is now closing above. Highly likely the hourly is going to close above. You're going to get all your time frames lining up. The 5, the 15, the 30, the hourly. And what happens is once you get the hourly closing above, right? You see how the 5 has flown into the 15, flown into the 30. That will typically then flow into the hourly. And then what happens again at the beginning of the next hourly? Now the 5 is closing bullish and back into the smaller time frame, right? So now that the next hourly is going to give you beginning, starting with the bottom wick that we just saw here, right? Next hourly starts the first 5-minute bottom wick, and now you have the 5, the 15, right? You have the 5, the 15, the 30 here. The hourly's closed on this 30 bullish, and now the first 5 of the next hourly is giving you the bottom wick. So now you're starting again with the 5 and the 15 and the 30, all telling the same story within this candle to begin the hour. Remember, the way you close the hour is the way every candle within that hour closed at that level, right? Like the way every single time frame in that candle closed. And the way you open on the hourly is the only spot where the 5, 15, 30, the hourly are all doing the same thing, right? Think about it. The first 5-minute candle, first 15-minute candle, that's the only time within that hour where all the time frames are actually lining up to do the same thing. And if your closures now previously have lined up, and now off the beginning of the next hour, the smaller time frames are now all over lining up again, they're flowing back into the smaller time frames. You're probably all your directions have now probably lined up, and you're good to go with extra confidence. So I mean, you'll see it flow, the time frames flow from the smaller to the bigger to the smaller, and be like, damn, like I see them, starting to line up. And what happens is you'll get one lining up and the others don't. Just give it a little bit. 5 will line up, 15 hasn't. Wait, 5 will line up, 15 will. Oh, they have the 30 hasn't. Wait, the 15, the 30 will, the 5 won't. But then the hourly will close bullish, and you'll have the hourly, the 30, the 15 at 5 at one point will line up, and you're getting the beginning of the next hourly the way you need. I mean, who's to blame you for taking a high quality position? You know what I mean? At that point, if you lose a position that's set up the way you needed it, you can be confident that there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like that's the position you'd rather lose than the position that you're randomly taking. Well, because the hourly is technically outside of the 4, right? The 4 and the hourly line up for us from at 9 p.m. and at 9 a.m. where we get a lot of data. It's an hourly closure, 4-hour closure, 30, or, everything closed, the 15, the 5, and then the next candle after that is the first candle of, the beginning of the new 4-hour hourly, 30, 15, 5, right? And there's a chance at 9 a.m., 9:30, 10 for that candle where everything lines up, plus you have volume, and then you're good to go. We closed bullish here on the hourly, but respecting this resistance, we're right at it. The market might come up here, but I'm gonna need a lot more to happen. I would expect this to come back and if we do get closures above 2427.5, at the very least, I would need 2426.5. You see this level that runs across the board here, right? If we can tap that support after closing above here, after closing above 2427.68, come back down and tap that area, then I would look for more buys. So possibly in the signal channel, as I'm going to call a session here, but if this is how we end up looking in the next, half hour, then I will look for a bottom wick to this area, and then for more buys on the flip to finish out the range roughly to here. Okay. But I got to wait for a closure above here, and I got to wait for a retest of this area where we've held support before. Okay, if that can happen, great. For now, I really believe we're gonna, come back down and start retesting some of these lows. No bottom wick on the 4 hour. We're only 2 hours in. Hey, Papa Trump in the building. All right, but I hope these explanations are clicking in your head. I hope things are logically making sense, or slowly starting to make sense in your head when we have these conversations. It's a solid question. How time frames, flow from one to another, into another, how the higher into the smaller, and then backwards back into the, back into the higher. It's a never-ending cycle. You might get disclosure above here and in the 5. I'm gonna call it a session though here. Look out for the signal channel. Just be ready. There's possibility for signals within the hour, but I'm not sure. We got to get a strong closure here, and we got to come back to these areas, 24, 26. All right. So I'm gonna call it a session here. I'll be in the signal channel for maybe a couple of hours, and then we'll call it a night. I'll see everybody in the clubhouse in the morning. I'll be active in the signal channel between 8 and 10 a.m. And then tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll continue our Asian session live streams. All right, so the rest of you guys, I'll see you 8 p.m. Eastern here on the dot. Mods, thank you for coming through. If anybody here has any connections at YouTube, hey, unban me. I'm shadow ban. Unban me. All right, all we're doing is providing value. Yeah, that's it. That's our session. Zoom gang, I'll see you in the clubhouse. Javier, I'll see you in the clubhouse. That's right. Yes, chat, love and wisdom to you all. As for me, my time here is up, and just like that, another Asian session is in the books. Good night, everybody. God bless America. Oh, and God bless all of you as well. Absolutely. God bless everybody.